I'm in Denmark today, and I am in the middle of nowhere in Mount Lindesay National Park. And I'm doing a walk that I haven't actually done before, which links two excellent parts of this park, which is Little Mount Lindesay and Mount Lindesay itself. So Mount Lindesay is a popular tourist walk. It's got, good access to it, nice trail. But there is actually a ridge line that links the two, and I've never actually done this before, and I'm not sure how good it is. But Little Mount Lindesay is so good that you really need to see that. So let's just see if this works. So after just a short bit of walking, I'm now at the junction of Little Mount Lindesay and the Ridge Trail. So the Ridge Trail is the one that's most obviously signed thanks to this risk area sign. However, it is well worth taking the side trip to the left to the summit of Little Mount Lindesay, which is a popular rock climbing area but is very seldom explored by hikers. So this is the summit of Mount Lindesay, and there's this dodgy ramp that can get you to the top of this. When I was here with my brother-in-law, we had a spotter, and he's a boulderer, he knows what he's doing. So we climbed up here. However, I'm not going to do this today by myself because it's too risky. However, if you go around the peak this way, there's an easier way to get to a high vantage point, which is well worth checking out. That's where I'm heading. So that was Little Mount Lindesay, which I reckon is pretty spectacular. Being able to clamber on some granite boulders and get some views like that, really happy days. Okay, so from here we are going to head back to that trail junction and follow the Mount Lindesay Ridge. Now, I don't know what to expect, and also this is something that I should probably warn is really for experienced hikers only. It is not marked, it's not a managed trail per se in that sense, so really only people who are very serious hikers should undertake this one. We'll see how it goes. I have a PLB and medikit and all that sort of stuff, so I think I'll be okay, but definitely need to be a bit more careful and pay more attention to where I am than on a marked trail that's kind of set it and forget it. now in one of the scrappy burnt Jarrah sections, which seem to be the main forest type along this trail. Now usually I don't really like this kind of forest. However, I have to say, every time I'm like, okay, this is enough, we've come across some kind of landmark. So it's really good and it's keeping it engaging. And these sort of boring sections mean that I can just kind of push on and try to get to the end as fast as I can. Okay, so the trail has been rising for a while. It's sort of curved up towards Mount Lindesay. And those orange colored granite boulders, they're a really good sign because I remember seeing them on Mount Lindesay and as you look down towards this track. So we're getting there. The ridge walk from Little Mount Lindesay to Mount Lindesay. So now I'm doing the loop across the summit. I'll have lunch and make my way down to the car park. I'm making my way down Mount Lindesay, and this particular granite slab that I'm on is super steep. You would not want to be doing this in the wet, so keep that in mind when planning when to do this walk. So I'm down off the granite and now into stunted Jarrah forest, which means that the walk is almost over because this is the last bit that leads to the car park. Now there's one more feature on this walk. Just near the car park is the Denmark River, which hopefully is flowing and will serve as a nice end to this walk. So, Little Mount Lindesay to Mount Lindesay. I think that this was a really good walk. The ridge is not for everyone, I'd say, but for experienced walkers who are comfortable with navigation, it's not exactly hard to do because it's all on track, but if you got lost it would be a real problem because it's the middle of nowhere. So just keep that in mind. I think this is one that experienced walkers will really dig, but for those who are maybe less comfortable, it is something that you should maybe just do Mount Lindesay by itself. Now Little Mount Lindesay also, I should say, is quite difficult to get to. You probably need a four-wheel drive as it's really a rough road. So these things will probably limit the amount of people who could do this. But for experienced walkers, I can recommend this one.